anyway, I'm. It's been a super shitty week for weather around here. I know I said I was gonna put some photographs together. I tried to busy working, and then it's raining and super shitty out, and so I've got some stuff, but I'm digging around. If you see me looking off to my left, maybe you're right, whatever. So in the meantime, while I'm looking for some photographs, enjoy the conversation. Try to set up here. All right.
You enjoy looking for some photographs. I'll keep them entertained. So, I wonder if our listeners have been able to endure some new music that's local, whether it be around here in the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky area, or across the planet, I guess. Just drop us a line, and maybe if you recommend a band, and we'll listen to it and see if it makes it out on air.
Yeah. Some of the places are starting to open up around here now.
Yeah.
By the time we get these episodes out on the airwaves, a lot of places will probably be opened already, and a lot of things will be happening, hopefully. But so if you're listening to this, we're kind of delayed here a little bit for now. But I know the Wooden Cask is supposed to be opening tonight. I don't want to deal with the crazies right away.
No, there's going to be some crazy people.
But I wouldn't mind seeing some good local music. The Wooden Cask started playing music there for a while, so maybe they'll get that going for us again.
Yeah.
Some good bands. Maybe go to the old Thompson House or Southgate House.
Oh, the old Southgate House. I haven't been there in like forever.
Oh, it's been a long time.
Thompson House I have been, but Southgate House.
They should all do some kind of festival or something, just to celebrate opening them up.
Well, I think the reason why they had like some kind of dispute. That's why they separate everything like that. I think.
I'm just saying they should all have some kind of festival now that we're opening the economy back up. They should get together and do some festival. That'd be awesome. See some good bands, like for 2 days or something. Just a bunch of bands play or whatever. Kind of like the punk.
That would be good. I wanted to try to get the Yugos on here, maybe even to promote their music, but I haven't been able to. It's just been crazy week, and haven't really been able to get a hold of anybody.
That's no excuse. Oh.
It's gonna have to be.
Well, it's okay. I've been trying to get I have not heard back from that Jordy guy yet either. I don't know if they're gonna get back to me or not for the photography.
Yeah.
So I was hoping to show a bunch of his work, and I mean he can come on the podcast or he can. It don't matter one way or the other, but hopefully I'll hear from him soon. Otherwise, I'm just gonna move on. I'm trying to get some photography for you guys to look at eventually here.
Yeah.
So, we do have tickets, however, to go see Megadeth, Lamb of God, Trivium, and In Flames. It has been obviously postponed. We found that out today, on July 7th at Riverbend. It's been postponed.
That sucks.
They're going to give us a new date and honor the tickets that we bought. I just hope that new date is a date that I can go. But
yeah.
I wonder what that's going to look like.
I don't know.
I've heard a rumor that I've been reading up on some of the bands and stuff and how touring might look for a little while in the beginning here or for a little while after they open up the economy. And I've heard they're talking about like bands doing residencies in cities for a little while, like short-term residencies. So that'd be kind of cool.
Just so they could play?
Yeah, to social distancing too. Because if you got people sitting 5-6 seats away, you're not selling a lot of tickets. So over a period of a week or so, you could probably play every night, sell a lot of tickets, and then move on to the next city after a week. I guess that's kind of what I got out of it. But
wow, did you know the Yugos are from Taylor Mill, Kentucky?
Taylor Mill, Kentucky.
Yeah, that's how close. That's how close locally that I want to touch. I mean, obviously around here, but broaden our broaden our trajectory throughout, the United States, um, and even overseas. That'd be great. But
Right.
but it might be a while before we get to the overseas part. So you heard the bands are trying to get residencies in cities.
But I've heard that like the promoter, like Live Nation, for example,
Yeah.
they're talking. There's talk of stuff like that possibly going on, but I don't know for sure. Uh,
Interesting.
but that's just kind of one of the things I've heard. That is interesting. It would suck to not have as many people there because it wouldn't feel as the same. I guess.
Right.
But it would also be awesome that good bands come around like in groups and stick around
Yeah.
for a week or two or something. I mean, you really get a chance to pick a night to go see them. Hopefully,
Right.
and it could be a good thing. Um, I don't know. Just try to be positive out of this whole thing. See what I
That
can
that
do.
that would be interesting, but I wonder where they would put him up at.
Well, I mean, just Riverbend or wherever. Just play the same concert place. I even heard.
Yeah.
I've even heard like possibility of bands playing 2 or 3 sets in a day too. Like starting early in the day, play, take a break, the next group of people come in, and then they play again, and then all over again, like for maybe possibly even 3 times in a day. I don't know if I would like that though.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to a concert early in the day unless it's a festival. Just not
Right.
not my thing really. But I guess it's just how I grew up, going to
Yeah.
concerts at night all the time, but it'll be
Yeah.
interesting. I
I
like to
seen a
see what
band
local
play.
music
I
scene
seen
does
a
though.
band playing pool. I seen a band playing a in ground pool.
In an in-ground pool,
In an in ground pool. That's cool.
everybody
Yep.
standing up around the edges of the pool.
Yeah, it was the sundresses.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep. Hey.
Played in the pool.
Yeah.
Was there water in there?
No. That might short circuit some stuff.
So yeah, like I was saying before, this podcast it's going to be delayed a little bit. So by the time you guys start seeing this episode, I mean it's probably going to be into late June, July. I don't even know when we're going to release this stuff yet. Hopefully it's earlier than that, uh,
Well, yeah.
but nonetheless, it is going to be a little bit delayed. We're just now at the time period of the coronavirus where things are starting to open up a little bit, and there's been some stuff coming out about how to do things and do this and that, and so we're
I
talking
heard. I
concerts,
heard we might see a. I heard we might see a spike in July.
a spike like in the virus.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what I heard.
So do you think they're
I
opening
don't.
stuff up too soon then?
I think they are. I think they are. I think a lot of business trips should have been canceled this year. Like I know business trip that we go on, um,
Right.
and I know that I think that should be canceled. I think a lot of things should be canceled
Yeah.
for the entire year, just for the entire year,
Right.
because nobody knows you don't have a vaccine for this thing. If this gets out again, forget about it.
Yeah,
You
we do
know?
have a business trip at the end of July, don't we?
Yeah.
And
But,
it's gonna be weird staying in a hotel for a week. And are we
It's
gonna be
gonna be
wearing
weird.
masks the whole time? You ever wore a mask for longer than 20 minutes? It's miserable, man. Because especially if you wear glasses, my glasses fog up all the time.
I
I
did
mean,
today at the car dealership. I wore
I
a mask.
I've done it
I
plenty
had
of
to wear a mask
times.
the whole time.
Yeah, I've done it plenty of times. I
Yeah.
don't want to get sick or get anybody sick, however that works. But it's fucking miserable though. Like your
It's
glasses
just
fog
sweaty.
up.
You can't breathe.
Yeah. It's just crazy. But
Well, the way our governor said, I believe, if you have hand stations at your work, if you have hand sanitizing stations at your work, they're going to be doubled in work. So there are going to be more of them than just one or two. There's going to be more.
hey, did you see where they were people were leaving hand sanitizer in their cars, and it was getting so fucking hot it was catching on fire.
Yeah, I seen a photo. Somebody left it inside the, like, that little handle that's inside your car where the door handle is,
Yeah, I
that
see
little,
it too.
little armrest. It was like left in there, like caught on fire or whatever. I mean, you got to think, guys. I mean, what are you thinking? I mean, it's hand sanitizer. It's got alcohol in it. It's gonna blow up.
Well, it's gonna be at
I
least
mean,
flammable. I don't. Well, around here the temperature's been so up and down. I don't know we have anything to worry about that right now.
I think it's about beer time. Is what I think.
Oh, it's been beer time. It's been. I've been
No,
beering
no.
already.
Like I'm out.
Oh,
I need another beer.
I am also at that same spot. I need a beer.
Uh-oh. Well, where's she at? Go tell her to get you a beer.
No, I got some right here next to me, man.
Did you bring a cooler?
I brought a cooler to the podcast.
Did you really? Nice.
Yeah, I can get up.
I wouldn't get up.
Up all
I
night.
wouldn't get up. I've got to get up, apparently. Pause for this local identification.
I don't know what identification he's talking about. So anyway, this stuff's opening up. I'm not sure about it. I mean, it is what it is. I need to get back to normal. I need to get on a routine again. Fucking staying at home all the time sucks, but it's like, before this whole thing, I stayed home all the time, and I wanted to, and I couldn't. But now, I have to stay home, and I don't want. What the fuck is with that? I don't want to stay home now. I want to get out. It's just because I'm being told I can't. I have to stay home. I don't want to stay home. You think it's a psychological thing, or I don't know. Somebody comment and tell me why that is.
Well, I think it is more like a psychological thing, but I will say no. I think it is somewhat psychological because, like, when they tell you to stay at home, you want to go outside. It's just like the old simple fact that when we're teenagers, remember when we were teenagers, and we wanted to go sneak around and like have parties or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And taste alcohol. And then once we're 21, we're like, I can get it anytime I want to. I don't really, whatever. It's not really fun anymore, So, that's what I think. I think it falls in the same lines of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where like you can't.
I mean, what they should have done was said, everybody go out. Then everybody stays home except the people who are really dumb. And then they can go out and get the fucking
That won't work. That won't work. That won't work. I don't think that would work.
Course, just let people go out, let Mother Nature take its course.
Well, there's some people that's been out and having street parties, and I'm thinking, like, what's your take on that? I mean, street parties in the middle of the street, come on. This stuff is going on. Let's have a party. That's stupid. You wouldn't have a party you wouldn't have a party any other time in the street. Why would you have a party now?
That's a very good call because
they should be arrested for that because that's stupid anyway.
I want to know why we haven't been having parties in the street this whole time.
Yeah, no, I'm upset because I was like, I didn't know there was a party going on in the street.
Yeah, I know. Where's this party at? Where's it been this whole time?
Well,
I'm trying to stay safe, not drink and drive, do the right thing, and the least they could do is have a fucking party in the street so that way we could all just walk,
Yep. Well, I heard that that people when they leave to go to Hawaii, like say on a vacation, like you can go out all you want to, but you can't stay, you have to stay in the whole time. You can leave and go to another place, but you have to stay in your hotel all the time. What kind of stupid stuff is that?
Well, I mean, you don't go. I tell you what, we usually have vacation plans every year, and we didn't have any plans this year.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I had to deal with that fucking mess.
Oh, wow.
Canceling everything and rescheduling or figuring shit out. I mean, that's a mess.
I heard. Now I don't know if this is true, but I heard this.
You hear
I heard that. I heard that if you go, say like if you go to Hawaii, you can go in, but you have to stay quarantined in your room the whole time. What fun is that? You just wasted all that money.
Yeah, I've heard some stuff about that from other places too, like Europe, and I don't know if it's true or not, but
yeah,
certainly would make sense if they did do it.
It's curious.
I guess it's their way of saying, don't travel. Don't come over here because it's a bad time.
Exactly. I don't mind working from home, but it does get old after a while.
It does. And also makes you busier than you originally were because you got to double up on shit now, and I guess the people above you feel like they got to double you up too because you're working from home. God forbid you don't have enough to do and worry about already.
So while you do that, I'm gonna pull up I guess the logo that we're gonna go with. Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about some of our branding.
Yeah.
We'll get to the photos here momentarily soon.
So this is the logo that we've decided on.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. Maybe.
And I like I mean, I don't know if you want to call it a color scheme. It's just red and white. But I like it that way. It looks good.
Yeah, there's not much color scheme.
Simple. Sometimes simple is more.
Well, from your experience now and my experience with screen printing, it's much easier. It's much easier to do stickers this way. It's much easier to do. I mean, it's one color. You just add it and that's it. Boom.
Right.
So, I mean, the screen, I can see this going across the back. There's all kinds of uses for this. The perfect part is that looking at this logo, I can actually see multiple things for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can see you can see labels on Loungewire water bottles, you can see them on shirts, stickers, hats, definitely, I definitely see it on the hat, so
yep.
So drop us a line, comment on this on the YouTube video of this, and tell us what you think.
Yeah, it's simple. Sometimes simple is better. It's more than you think it is.
Yeah, simple is really good. We do have an Instagram. We do have an Instagram page.
We do have an Instagram.
Yeah, we do have an Instagram page. I can even pull it up for you and show you what it's called and all that good stuff. It's called Loungewire 20. So if you're looking at Good Time, there's got a video clip. There's got a little video clip in it. We'll probably have a couple more video clips by the end of a couple days or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's
a couple days, I'm like a couple weeks.
There's some photos in it and stuff like that. You can comment on the photos, obviously. But again, Loungewire 20, check it out. Leave us some comments. Tell us what you think. As we grow, we can only grow with you. So
what's the story behind we are called the just Loungewire podcast. So what's the story behind 20 being in the name on the Instagram and the email and all that?
Well, it's the 20th year.
20th year of the century.
Yeah. So it's 2020. So
20th year of our podcast. We only got 3 episodes though.
Yeah. No, the 20th. The 20 represents just like hindsight 2020, 2020 vision, 2020, it's the year 2020, I just
Right.
figured, it kind of like distinguishes it from a lot of other, because Loungewire wasn't taken. I think Loungewire was a name of something long time ago. I'm not sure, but as far we wanted to separate that, so Loungewire 20, it's got 20's got a nice roll to it. So I was like, well, it's the 20th year, like I
20th.
said, hindsight
Nice roll to you.
20. Yeah,
Nice roll.
yeah,
You're,
nice
you're
roll.
playing dice.
I'm
Playing
rolling
dice. Is
dice.
that how you
That's
say it?
what I'm
All right.
rolling dice, and it's an even number, It's divisible,
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
It's
So
it's the so
I am trying to get some photos up here now for us. Computer will cooperate for me.
yeah.
When you're drinking, the computer doesn't like to cooperate as much. I don't know why. Some of them I'm going to show you were just kind of random and probably not orthodox, I guess you could say. Some of them is just ideas that I plan on going back and trying to do better versions of them. I was just did them in a hurry, and also it was just shitty weather out all week. Um, and then I want to show you
Did you
something
make a
before the virus hit that I took that was all right.
yeah? Did you make a slideshow?
No, yeah, I'm working on it right now. All right, so I guess I can share my screen and we'll get started. I'm gonna start with my iPhone stuff first. How one of them influenced a piece of work that I'm working on currently, drawing, and then my next one I want to do. So I think it's this one here. So this is the lily. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
I have all kinds of shit on my desktop. So this is the lily right here. And if you guys, I don't know if you can see, I'll show you here later on if you can't see, but in the background I have a lily. I think I should have on our first podcast. I talked about it. I haven't worked on it much since then, but I'm trying to get it going. Trying to kickstart it, get it working again. But anyway, this photograph right here, this is what that came from. The idea, I drew this here and all the leaves and whatnot. I did it. I think I did it at Lowe's or somewhere like that. We were in the plant section, and I just kind of walked by and started doing some photography on some of the plants, real quick. Just trying to get some dynamic angles and whatnot. And the background I wasn't particularly crazy about, so that's why I'm doing something different on my own a little bit.
Yeah.
But the foreground, the focal point of this photograph was what I did like. So I started working with that a little bit. And is it the best? No, but the main purpose was for me to draw it anyway. So I do want to talk about this next photograph, though. I do like it. Even though the background is the ceiling, I'll probably change that when I draw it, but I do want to draw this.
Well, hold on for a second. I was gonna say pull that lily up there again for 1 second. Okay. I was gonna add something because I wanted to critique it a little bit.
There you go.
I think you did a smart thing with obviously doing the lily as your focal point in your drawing, and that's what makes you stand out as an artist, because you don't see, and even though we're taught to see like the whole picture as one, the best part is that I've always thought, and I try to do this on my own sometimes, is draw sections of the piece,
right,
and then draw your own stuff underneath of it or something, or something behind it or whatever. Draw your section of it, but make it detailed as you can.
Right.
Make that section detailed as you can. Like you see a human being, maybe you see the human being, but instead of just doing the face like a portrait, just do like a half of the face or something.
Right.
Something like that. But make that half of the face, or make that half of the object really detailed as much as possible.
And you're
You
right about
know,
that. That kind of is my style too, because you're right. Like this is why I don't know if people would consider this a good photography or not. I don't ever consider anything I do good, and that's just me. Um,
right?
but that's you gotta understand my line of thinking too. Like it's when I walk by and I take a click on my phone or my camera, and I'm just getting something real quick. Usually I've got a different idea in mind with it. So like the background, I'm not really concerned about, but the angle of that plant or that foreground or that focal point, I know I can do something with that. And I'm an abstract artist anyway, so I'll probably use
Absolutely.
parts of it. So my photography, for the most part, it probably isn't the best. It's probably really unorthodox just because I'm trying to use pieces of it for something else. But
Yeah.
sometimes when I'm really on though with my photography, and I got time, and I'm willing to just be patient with it. I can go out and do some really good stuff. I think every once in a while, but it's just I gotta be in the mood, and it's gotta be the right time. But this
Yeah.
other one over here on the left hand side, the big red lily. I guess it's
Yeah.
not a lily, but I don't know what that is. But the big red leaf. I created this really dynamic angle where it comes from one corner to the other, and then one half of that you see the ceiling, the other half it's more plant life and stuff. So it's a similar thing as with the lily over there, the orange and red lily. And it's that I'm looking at some specific things in the photograph, and the rest of it I'll never use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I were gonna edit this, I would edit that ceiling out of that one half of the photograph, and the other half I would probably try to make the color pop more. And I don't know what I would do in the background of it down there yet, off the top of my head. Maybe just
I'd almost make that the red flower, the one that's facing us, uh, like a halftone,
yeah. I mean,
and like do something different with the background, obviously the ceiling, but the ceiling's kind of like interesting. Like maybe
it,
take the lights out,
yeah. Just
and
take the
the
lights out.
bars off.
Just look at some of the lines.
Yeah.
Draw in some of the lines and don't draw them all the way in, so that way you can leave it to the imagination of whoever's looking at it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But I do. But or you could even take both flowers and draw them into each other.
Yeah.
Like something like that, like draw something into like a blending into each other, like you know um but very interesting.
I never thought of this before, but the orange and red lily on the right, on my right,
Yep. Yep.
um, I could have screen printed that and made halftone dots out of the red. See all the dots on that?
Yep.
That would have been pretty interesting. I could still do that.
That would be interesting. Yes.
That'd be pretty cool. So
That
that's
would be interesting.
two things I've done recently with my iPhone that I'm actually using for more than just photography. I'm using it for something else. So, but that's just trying to get you guys into my head a little bit when it comes to my work. All right, so I got some more photographs here. This is what I've done this week, actually, except one of them, which I'll describe that one a little bit later on. But
Yeah.
if my drive will work with me here, this is what I've done this week. It's been a rainy week, and like I said, some of these were just some ideas I started developing real quick in my head. I was using my Nikon. I took a bunch more actually, but these are the ones that I personally like the most. This one here is like it looks like it's probably a little blurry. I probably need to adjust something. Yeah, I have this rock, like I guess grill type smoker in my backyard. It's very old. And it's got a chimney. It comes up, and I'll take a picture of that sometime and put it on here.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, I went down the chimney and took the photograph like that. Um, and then I did it again with my flash on. I was trying to get some different stuff. I don't really necessarily like these photographs. They're just garbage to me right now. But there's an
Yeah, but
idea.
you
There's
can
an
make it
idea in them.
3D.
Yeah, there's also an idea in them though that I know that
Yeah.
there's like this color orange in there, and if I
Yeah.
can figure out a way to get down in there and get some good photographs and just get some different angles, and so I want to do something with that. I have some ideas, and then I
You
have
ever, you ever think about having somebody on top? Is that from the chimney part?
yeah, it's like standing up over top of it and taking a photograph down it.
Well, you ever think about having? You ever think about doing something like? Um, do you have a selfie stick?
I think I do somewhere. Maybe I don't know.
Do you? Yeah,
I used to
maybe
do it anymore.
maybe take your rock chimney and like at the where the grate is, where the actual where you cook the stuff.
Yeah.
Take your selfie stick or whatever, turn it up towards like looking up through it, like the sky,
Right.
and having somebody stand on top so they look like they're getting smaller.
Yeah. Yeah. You could do all kinds of crazy stuff like that too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We could, I could probably put my camera under there, like you're talking about, and just drop some leaves or something down there, and just take
Yeah.
photographs of that. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
got, yeah. This, even though these photographs are shit, the reason why I'm shooting them is because I'm just trying to get you into my thinking and how my brain works when it comes to my art. And this is not done. This is just an idea. It's just a start or something. And I got this other one too. This I got these bulbs that hang off the roof over my deck, and you can kind of see the stone cooker out there that I was taking pictures of. But I'm trying to take pictures through the bulbs, and it was just a shitty day outside. It was rainy. Uh,
Yeah. You
it was
have to
it
have
was
it clear.
yeah, it was just really shitty. And I just wasn't having it anyway. I just didn't feel like doing it. So I took a few pictures, but this was something I thought was a pretty good idea. I don't know if I'll use the bulb again. I might use some kind of glass or something, try to figure something out. I got some
Feel like a mason jar.
Well, I got some old like milk jugs but they're colored. Like, one's
Yeah.
green, one's like an orangish red. I
Yeah.
might use some stuff like that. I don't know. But anyway, these are just some shitty ideas that maybe I can turn into good ideas eventually. I don't know what the hell I was even doing here.
Which
it,
one?
the
Oh, that
color,
one.
the colors look really vivid, so I liked that about it. But that's about all I like. I don't like the composition at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so this last one I'm going to show you. This is like uh, not too long before everything shut down, but maybe back in like December. I don't remember, November. This is something I did take on my phone. I think it's at NKU, Northern Kentucky University.
I
I go,
like them.
yeah, I go to the gym there, and there's a space like in the parking garage. That's the space, and I, I just snapped it. It was like that was such a good photograph. It was one of those times where I was just walking by, seen it, stopped, took the photograph, and then I just edited it just a little bit, but I didn't have to do a whole lot. I mean, I like it. I don't know. I guess it's personal taste, but I like the color
I
because
think
it's
it's
not it's
I
not
think
bright
it's
at all.
interesting. You can make, you know what? I see a lot of potential in this. You can make it look like it was it snowing,
No, actually, it was not. It was that's just the light the way it's coming in.
but you can make it but you
It
can
looks
make the
rustic
background
too.
blurry background. You can
Yeah,
make it like snowy looking because it already does, and then
right.
you can make reds pop out almost like a purple in
Yeah,
the
that's true.
background.
That's
You
true.
know where you
I,
where you could. There's a lot of potential with this one.
I think what I like most about this though is it looks rustic. The background that's all
Yeah.
blurred looks like a bunch of something rusted, when really it's not that at all. It's just the middle part of the parking garage that's like I can't really explain it. It's just not I guess they weren't keeping up with it very well at the point in time for some reason or another, and it
Yeah.
just was kind of overgrown a little bit. And I mean, the parking garage is a nice parking garage, but this little area just looked like that. So I just went snap. There we go. So
Yep. It
I
looked
took
good. It
photo.
looks good. I like it.
Um, you remember that app we were using? I'm gonna turn the screen sharing off.
Guru.
Yeah, yeah.
Guru.
Is it Guru?
Yeah. I
I
I
guess
took a lot of I took a lot of photos for that thing.
I know I have
That's
a
where
lot of
that
shit on
train,
there.
that's where that train came from. That's where that train photo came from.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit on there, and I don't. I guess I got a new phone back in like
Yeah.
December, and I didn't download that app or something. I don't know. I
The
can't find it.
Guru.
Yeah, I gotta see if I
Guru.
can get back on my phone.
Shots. Yeah. Guru shots.
I gotta get back on my phone because I got a lot of photos on there that are really good.
Oh, I know. I got a bunch of them too. Um.
I'm looking. I'm looking now. See if I can double check. And I was looking earlier today. I couldn't find it. I guess it didn't download maybe. But I had
Let
a
me see if I
lot
can
of good
find.
photos on
I'm
there.
gonna find a bunch of my pictures. You're gonna really love my flower picture. You gotta really love my flower pictures.
You're gonna love my flower pictures.
You're gonna love my flower pictures. You're gonna love wearing our suits.
With flower
Men's
pictures.
Flower warehouse.
I'll have to download it. If I download, I'll show them on this next episode or two coming up. Show some more.
Yeah, I'm gonna show mine next. I'm gonna show my next episode.
Yeah, I had some really good shit on there. I had some like Great American Ballpark, the Ohio River, some downtown Cincinnati, some other places throughout Kentucky where I was just driving along and stopped them. I think I even have some from like Florida and maybe South Carolina. Some from Italy maybe. I had all kinds of photographs on there. I just gotta find that app. I probably got. I know I saved those photographs. I got them somewhere else too, but I just don't know where. I got so much shit. I got so many photographs, so many files, and everything's. I just need to go back and reorganize shit.
Oh, I got tons of everything. Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys can see back here, this orange lily, that's the one that came out of that photograph we were talking about. I kind of added a. See if I can grab it, bring it a little bit closer. So I showed you guys what the background looked like. I added a flower pot in the background here, and I added some color to it, like some rustic looking color that was not there in the photograph. And over here, I'm trying to do black and white on both sides, middle, a color strip down the middle. I'm trying to do some abstract stuff over here, and over here maybe a little bit. I think I talked about it in the first podcast, like some mechanical stuff, or I don't know. If there's anybody watching this podcast, you can comment and tell me what you think. You may have some help and say so in how this thing gets finished. I don't know.
There you go. You might have it. You might have that. We shall see.
I will fix it.
I'm gonna.
Help me out. If people are watching and they help me by commenting, help me tell me what they think I should do to it. I might go that route just to get people to watch and see.
Oh, people would love the hippo. Yeah, people love that.
Yeah, the hippo was
that hippo. Yeah, that hippo. Did you see that? You saw that
from the zoo?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the continuous shot. You know, the machine gun shot.
Yeah.
And boom, nice.
So I'm hoping we got some good weather coming up this weekend. We had some today, a little bit. Supposed to have some tomorrow, maybe Sunday. I don't know. I'm hoping to go out and get some shots with my good camera here. Everybody's wondering what I'm using. It's a Nikon D7100 series. Very nice camera. I could use some practice with it though, so I brought it home from work. I want to give a shout out to my stepson Andrew. Okay, so we do our podcast on Skype. He's a little turd. So we do our podcast we're Skyping. This is how it started. The whole coronavirus thing and whatnot. So you get it. Skype, internet issues and whatnot sometimes. So we a little hang up. And so I was like, when you came back on, I was like, ahoy there, sailor. And so I get this text message from Andrew.
It's 10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock. Ahoy, sailor. I see what you're doing here. So,
mocking you.
My stepson Andrew is a turd. I just want to put that on there. He can watch this later.
Maybe he thinks his stepfather's a turd.
He probably does.
Oh, I'm sure we're not cool, man. We're not cool at all.
Too old for that shit. I'm too old for
We're too old for school.
Yeah, too cool. I'm too cool for school too.
Too cool for school. So, as I was saying, the local bands, I will call the Yugos. between now and next time we record this podcast,
You go
or
call
for
them.
yeah, I will go. I will go. I will go. But I'm gonna try to open the phone communication up and email communication between me and that band, the Yugos, since they're from around here. Hopefully, we'll be able to plug their music and maybe perhaps one day in the future have them on as a guest.
Right. So the same goes with that other guy, that Jordy. I'm trying to get something figured out. We're still fairly new to podcasting and stuff. I know there's copyright laws and whatnot. All I want to do is show some of his photography on here and talk about it a little bit. We're fans. We're not gonna, destroy it or anything, but there's a lot of good work. He's got a lot of good work. I mean, I can't knock it. I'm not as good as he is probably, but I need to at least. I'm inspired by him. I need to talk about it, and if we can't, I have to look at all the laws and stuff and see if I can look at his work anyway. And if I
Yeah.
can't, then I'm gonna keep trying to get. I'm gonna try to get a hold of him anyway. I just want to. It'd be awesome if I could get him on the podcast. He's from Spain, so I don't know how it'd work out, but worth a
Well,
shot. You get
it's
the
more like
Hugo, I'll get Jordy. We'll get them all on at the same time. We have one big Hugo we go party.
Hugo we go party.
Could you imagine
Yeah.
all that many people on Skype trying to have a conversation? That'd be kind of fucking strange.
That'd be a party right there. That would be a party.
Be a lot
Be
of
a
people. Go,
Skype.
what? Hold on. What?
Yeah,
What?
exactly. We wouldn't know you wouldn't know what we're talking about because we're talking about bands
You
one minute.
talking to me?
Next we're talking about art.
You talk to me or you talking to somebody else?
Exactly. So,
Skype-
other than that, yeah.
Before we started this
Uh,
podcast, I'd never done some shit like this before. I never used Skype or anything. Never had to. And now I feel like that's what life is now.
I think that's what life is now.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Skype and sometimes Zoom.
Well, I tell you what, a lot more people would probably buy into the social media now as opposed to before.
Probably.
Because I mean, well, my dad still, he still
Yeah.
does. He's still old school. He's not gonna buy into that. But I mean, because he'd just rather just drive to your house and see you if he wants to see you.
Right. Yeah.
But I would say probably if the country, I don't know what the numbers are, but if the country was say like 60, 70%, 70% use social media around the world, I would say we're probably pushing 90, 98, 90%. I would say we're probably 90% using social media. Everybody's using social media around the world.
Well, if you're under the age of 20, you grew up with social media anyway. You grew up with computers and internet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe even a little bit over 20. This is what your life has always been anyway. Like some people,
Yeah.
especially if you're like 10 to 14 years old, this is nothing new to you, probably, the way life is being lived right now.
Well, I used to tell my stepson, I used to tell him, I was like, look, man, I was like, you need to get out and go visit your friend, no, I got him right here on Xbox, and I'm like, okay, but
Not the same.
you're going to get a job later on if you don't interact with people. But then again, with this whole virus thing, it really changed everything. I think you're going to see a lot of virtual interviews. I don't think you'll see a lot of face interviews anymore. I really don't. I mean, this really changes the aspect of everything now. How is it's taught to be like, face to face, interviews and stuff like that. Now it's going to be like over a video Skype, and you're going to be sitting there and which entails, how like they used to read your body language, which really now they're going to be really picky about on the interviews now. See, that's the thing. You better make sure your resumes and everything is polished because they're going to be looking at that more closely.
And your communication with email and whatever is on point because this is how we're communicating now.
Yeah, it's got to be key. I mean, you got to make sure you're spelling shit correctly. You know, you got to make sure you check those spellings and check your grammar and check how you're, you know, I mean, it's going to read a lot into how you are as a person when you fill out when you answer an email.
Hey Matt,
it's going to, yeah.
Why shouldn't you write with a broken pencil?
Why shouldn't what?
Why shouldn't you write with a broken pencil?
Why shouldn't you write with a broken pencil?
Yeah. It's pointless.
Man, did you get that? Did you get that from somebody else? Did you get that from somebody else that I probably know?
I got it from somebody else, but not somebody else you know. What do you call an alligator detective? An investigator. Oh boy.
Oh my God! Never
call a fish without eyes. FSH. Pronounce that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it still never gets old. How do you make a handkerchief dance? Put a little boogie in it. It never gets old. It never gets old.
Like zoinks.
Why did King Kong climb the Empire State Building?
I don't know why.
Because he couldn't fit in the elevators.
Oh shit.
Why didn't the witch get pregnant?
I don't know why.
Because her husband had a Halloweenie.
Oh wow.
It's, you know, it goes on for days, you know. I mean, stupid jokes goes on for days. And so, if you got a joke, let's hear it. Comment in the YouTube.
Send us your jokes.
And yeah, send us your jokes. We'll tell them.
You can shake your head and go, oh my God, what the fuck was that about?
We'll tell them on air. If you send them your jokes, we'll tell them on air.
I've recently refound Killswitch Engage. I've been listening to them a little bit lately.
Oh man, that's a good one to find again.
Yeah, I haven't listened
to it
in a while.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Killswitch Engage. You know, I've been listening to Black Label Society.
Actually, I've listened to them a little bit lately too. Not too long ago, a couple of days ago or so.
Yeah.
I was checking them out again.
Yeah.
I listen to so much music, man. I feel like I listen to stuff for a while, and I listen to something else, and I listen to something else, and next thing you know, years have gone by, and like, oh shit, I forgot about this other band or this band or these bands.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, that's why you got the YouTube and you start that playlist, and you know, you start your play library, and all of a sudden, like, next thing you know, you got like, you know, 6,000 songs on it or something like that, and you're like, okay, and you can revisit those from way back when you first started putting it on there, you know, and yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, and it's crazy how, like, since things are getting open, I guess indoor concert halls are not going to be open anymore. I guess not for a long time. The bands and stuff. I mean,
yeah, it sucks. I want to see some local stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I paid money. I wanted to see, like, I mean, because let's face it, Dave Mustaine and them's not getting any younger. You know what I mean? and okay, if we don't see them, so like, what happens? Okay, we don't see them, but it's fine.
He has or had like throat cancer recently.
Yeah. See,
yeah.
I mean. Well, I mean, listen to him when he sings. I mean, Symphony of Destruction. You know, I mean, he gets really raspy. So, I
You
mean,
think it has something to do with it?
yeah,
I mean, it could. Hey, it could. I mean, you never
yeah.
know. I know a lot of those guys have shoulder problems and neck problems. They have a lot of surgery because of holding them guitars and touring all them years and just head banging and shit. It fucks them
Oh
up a
yeah,
little bit. You know.
they wear themselves out. Yeah, hell yeah. I
I
mean, just like
I could see
anybody
it.
else.
I played in
Yeah.
bands for a long time. When I was a lot younger, and I played guitar. I held a guitar on stage all the time, and that
Yep.
shit'll wear you out. I mean, just a half hour, 45 minutes. Can't
It does a
imagine doing
number
it
on you.
every fucking night on the road, huh?
It does a number on you.
Yeah. Doesn't burn
I
your
mean,
hands too. I mean, like my
going
hands
from
always
one
were
city,
bad.
going from one city one day to another city another day. I mean, literally, you can clear if you played like if you made the loop around our tri-state area.
Yeah.
I mean, cause like, look, if you played in Fort Wayne, well, you were going this way. You were going Fort Wayne. You play at Riverbend area. Maybe depending on how the band size is, you play in Fort Wayne. You play Chicago, Fort Wayne area. Then you play Riverbend or Bogarts, however whatever venue you want to go to. Then then you play in Rep Arena. You play. You just make one big circle, and it's every and you can hit those every night. Literally, you could play one day, next day you play the next day, because they're so evenly spaced apart
Maybe
that
maybe that's how they ought to do. They were talking about doing like residencies. Maybe they ought to do like regional residencies. You know what I mean? Like where they come around, two
probably
times a week and go
that
somewhere
might be a
else.
better idea.
Yeah, you'll hit Cincinnati, say in like every like 3 or 4 times in a 2 or 3 week period.
Yeah.
You know?
Literally, you can go from here. You can go from here to Louisville, from Louisville and that's one day. So you can play a one night Rep Arena, one night Louisville, then the next night Rep Arena. So
Right.
that's 3 nights in a row of gigging, just gigging. That's 3 nights.
And you're
So
talking
they do
about
it
arena
all the
shows, man.
time, the whole year.
You're talking about arena shows. That's much fucking bigger.
Yeah, well, most of those shows are carrying big name bands, obviously,
Right.
or they can make them smaller. They can make it smaller too.
Right. Well, that's the thing is, and you're probably onto something there because the big name bands that have the money and the experience already to do all that stuff, they're probably going to be able to pick it up a little bit and do it. But think about all those guys that are just playing clubs or just local trying to tour regionally. They're not
They,
going to be able to do shit for a while. At least that's how I would think of it. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I would love to go see some local bands. I mean, it's been a
I
while,
just watched. I just watched The Voice, right? The one reason why I watched The Voice is because one, it's actually got really good music coming in, and they're just covering some, but then they're writing their own too. Some of them are writing their own. They're singer songwriters. There's a
Right.
couple of James. There's a couple big fans of James Taylor. James Taylor's a big coach on this year. So I like James Taylor. So I was like, damn, it was pretty good. So yeah, that's a guy that's been around forever,
Yeah, he's been
and
around for a
he's
long
and
time.
he's still gigging. He's still gigging. He's
Is
still
he?
playing. Yeah,
Wow.
he's got a new album out. He's like fucking like 80 some years old.
I was gonna say he's gonna be pretty old by now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's crazy.
the guy, and he still plays and hangs with everybody. I'm like, damn, shit. What's he drinking? What kind of Kool-Aid is he drinking?
That's the only way to do it, though, man. If like if you can't cut it, then just you might as well stop. I would. I
Yeah,
mean, if that's how I see it, like if you're gonna live that lifestyle, you're gonna have to live it to its fullest because that's
yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, that's how you make a living. And
I mean,
some
I
of these
mean, look,
guys
I mean,
they
look
don't
how
they
low
don't make much from it, you know.
is Garfunkel still alive?
As far as I know, I don't know. Let's look it up.
You got Simon and Garfunkel. Paul Simon's still alive, but is Garfunkel still alive? Is what's his name? What's his first name?
Hold on.
But
Arthur Garfunkel,
Arthur, yeah,
American singer and poet and actor.
yeah.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Okay, so like he's still alive. Paul Simon still alive. James Taylor still alive, rocking it. Um, Neil Young still alive, rocking it. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, these motherfuckers should be dead by now. I mean, look at all everybody that was around that era when they were young are dead. They're either OD'd or something, you know, or if they was
Yeah, just
able to live a long life, they did.
live that rough lifestyle, that rock and roll
It's a
lifestyle.
rough
Yeah.
lifestyle,
Hey,
you know.
I'm glad they are though. You know, good for them. Good for James Taylor for still sticking it out. That's what I'm saying. Like if if you're gonna live that lifestyle, man, you gotta be dedicated. I'm not saying you gotta be partying and drinking all the time, but just like that
Well,
lifestyle of being on the
look
road
at
and
this. Well,
hitting
look at this
places,
way.
playing, being on point all the time with your music as much as you can.
Well, I mean, look at this way. So, like, those ones that I named, I'm sure they've experimented with something, but they
Experimented.
probably never. Yeah, they probably never stuck with it, right? They experimented. They probably never stuck with it, right?
Right.
You know, it wasn't for them, whatever. You know, if you took that out of Ozzy, he'd be good. He'd be still
Yeah.
rocking. He'd be
There's another
good.
fucking example of a guy that's still doing it. I mean, I don't know how
Hey,
good you would say. I mean, supposedly I haven't listened to much of his last album, but a
well,
lot of people said it's pretty good.
I listened to it.
Have you?
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's decent. It's
Decent? I
decent. It's not
heard.
like
No.
yeah. It's I mean, here's the thing. This guy has been through the ringer. You know, talking about somebody that's been through everything. This
Oh,
guy's
Jesus
really lived
Christ.
the life. Yeah, this
Yeah.
guy's really lived.
You want to talk about dedicated to the rock and roll lifestyle? That guy.
Well, I guess we could say the same thing, similar to Motley Crue.
Right. Yeah.
Now we can. I mean, well, they didn't really take a. They're on and off again. They're whatever. But the Mars, he's dead, and he's about to die, isn't he?
I have no idea.
I mean, that
I think
that
people said that about him in the '90s, and here we are in 2020, and he's still out there kicking. I think.
well, there's a meme out there. There's a meme out there that says it all. If Nikki Sixx could survive the '80s, then you sure can fucking survive coronavirus. So.